Richician! Hey YouTube, Richician84 here, and you wanted to see a deck profile? Well, here we are. I'm profiling my Summoned Skull deck, even though it's been 3 months since I last profiled it. I'm going to do this, my Earthbounds and my Vampires. I'm not going to do Evil Heroes because nothing's changed since the last profile, but I did make some significant changes to my Summoned Skull deck, which I will show you right now. So first of all, I'm still playing 3 copies of Summoned Skull himself, because obviously the whole deck's based around him, and I've dropped down to 2 copies of Archfiend's Awakening. Yes, it is one of the best 2, but I find that it causes me to brick, which is a weakness of this deck, unfortunately. And I never summon 3 over the course of a duel anyway, so I thought I'd cut it down and try and reduce the amount of bricks. Then 3 copies of Archfiend Commander, then 3 copies of Archfiend Heiress, the search power, 1 tour guide, and here's a new addition to the deck, a Fiendish Rhino Warrior, which I thought would help the deck out a lot. So I haven't used its first effect yet, where fiends I control, except Fiendish Rhino Warrior, can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. But I have used the other effect where if it goes to the graveyard I get to send a fiend from my deck to the graveyard except itself, and unlike Archfiend Heiress, it doesn't miss timing if I use it as a tribute or extra deck material. I was going to put in a second tour guide, but I don't have one. But so far, Fiendish Rhino Warrior has worked out a lot better. And then I put back in another spicy tech boss monster, Dark Necrophilia, because I miss running it in the deck, and this one has some sentimental value to it, because Webbers 5 put it up as a prize for our the second raid boss game that was done on the Team Sorcerers channel, but I took a load of my decks against his Evil Heroes and won that. And you know, ultra rare is my favourite rarity, of course. And I felt like I did need something if I'm top decking, and there we are. Then 2 copies of Manju to search my ritual cards, just 2 because it's not a heavy ritual based deck. Then 2 copies of Predaplant Orpheus Scorpio, and I've bumped back up to 2 copies of Darling Cobra. Now I know typically you only play 1, but I kind of want to play a second copy if I can, due to the fact that if you get this in your hand, then the whole engine is dead basically, and I want this to be live at all times. Of course, rather annoyingly, it's a problem that keeps happening with my random All-Stars deck. And then the last monster I play is 3 copies of Psychic Wielder, my tuner of the deck. So that's it for the monsters. Now for the spells. So for the spells, I have 2 copies of Dark Fusion, because it can bring out any fiend type fusion monster, not just the evil heroes. And yes, these are the original print. Then polymerization and super polymerization. That's it for fusion spells. For ritual spells, I've dropped down to 1 copy of Advanced Ritual Arts, purely because I dropped 1 Archfiend Awakening, and Contract with the Abyss, you know, just so I have some variety. Then Allure of Darkness for draw power, 2 copies of Celestial Observatory for more draw power, Foolish Burial to dump Heiress or Rhino Warrior in the grave. And then for spell staples, it's my usual lineup: Monster Reborn, Regeki, and Twin Twisters. And now for traps, which is not an original lineup, but it's my standard one: Mirror Force, Storming Mirror Force, and 2 strikes. That's all there is to it. And now for the extra decks, starting with fusions. I have Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, because it is possible to bring it out. Then 2 copies of Archfiend's Manifestation, are my favourite of all the upgrades, I think, even though Awakening is just better. And then for synchros, I have Go-Yo Guardian, my second favourite synchro monster, because obviously I can actually make it, because Psychic Wielder is an Earth Tuner. So it's nice to be able to play it in a deck still. Then 2 copies of Archfiend's Call, and Coral Dragon, and Brianak. That's it for synchros. For exeses, I've got number 39 Utopia Beyond, Constella Ptolemy M7, Photon Strike Bouncer, and Archfiend's Ascent. The least played one, and not as impressive as the other upgrades, but still impressive nonetheless, and I wanted to have it in there anyway. And for links, it's the Nightmare package, that's all it is. Nightmare Unicorn, Nightmare Phoenix, and Nightmare Cerberus. And it's particularly handy having these because they're all Fiend-type monsters as well. And the more Fiends I bring out, the more it helps me set up for Dark Necrofear, if need be. So it all works out. And that's it for the deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and a comment, share and subscribe if you haven't subbed already. I feel like it's working a little bit better, even though I was struggling in last night's Raw Rumble, but that was only because of fucking anti-spell fragrance. Cheers for that, Brian. Really appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for watching, stay safe, and coming up next will be vampires. See you in a moment. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the Richician YouTube channel.